Thanks for joining us for KSAT News at 9. I'm Courtney Friedman. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight. A look at how the COVID-19 pandemic is impacting our local tourism industry. And a little bit later in the show, we're asking an emergency room doctor some of your questions about the virus. And the story of a New Braunfels couple whose wedding day was derailed by the coronavirus and how they decided to turn an unfortunate situation into an act of kindness. But first, the latest numbers. Since last night, 2 more people have died in Bexar County because of COVID-19, bringing the local death toll to 5. Both of these victims were women, one in her 40s, the other in her 60s, and both did have underlying health issues. Meanwhile, the number of total cases has reached triple digits. 29 new cases were reported just tonight, bringing the total to 113 in the county. Of those, 43 are travel related. 15 cases were contracted through exposure to a person who previously tested positive, and 39 cases are community spread. The rest are still under investigation. Statewide, more than 1,400 Texans have tested positive and at least 18 have died. And today, Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced another executive order in an effort to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Abbott is mandating a 14-day quarantine for air travelers arriving in San Antonio, or in Texas rather, from the New York tri-state area. That's New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. The same mandate is being applied for travelers coming from the city of New Orleans. Abbott said these areas have become major centers for this pandemic in the U.S. Now, anyone flying in from these areas will have to fill out a Texas Department of Public Safety form. That form will give the state details about where the person will be quarantined. DPS troopers will visit that location to ensure the individual is in fact quarantined. And during that time, the person is not allowed to have visitors or visit any public sites. One city councilman we spoke to tonight applauded this announcement.
This quarantine that Governor Abbott is ordering is not just for the safety of the travelers, but it's going to be for the safety of all Texans. It seems to me like it is an extreme measure, but these are extreme times.
Governor Abbott says violating the quarantine is punishable of a fine up to $1,000 and 180 days in jail. Here are the latest national numbers. There are more than 83,000 cases in the U.S. and at least 1,000 deaths. That's more cases than China and Italy. Globally, Johns Hopkins University in medicine is reporting more than 530,000 cases and 24,000 deaths. Presumptive positives are included in those numbers. Back here at home, the situation changes daily, and now San Antonio Metro Health has released updated guidelines on quarantining and testing priorities. Here's a look.
Priority 1 is to make sure hospitalized patients are cared for and lessen the risk of spreading the disease within a hospital. It includes hospitalized patients, healthcare workers, and first responders with symptoms, as well as people showing symptoms who work in high-risk, crowded settings like homeless shelters and correctional facilities. Metro Health is categorizing Priority 2 as patients showing symptoms who live in long-term care facilities, people older than 65, and people with underlying conditions and critical infrastructure workers. That would include people who work for SAWS, CPS Energy, the airport, and VIA. This priority system indicates that if enough resources remain, health officials would work to test people in communities with rapidly increasing hospital cases to decrease community spread.
And as for quarantine guidelines, Metro Health says essential workers who have had low risk exposure to COVID-19 are not required to self-quarantine. Low risk is defined as being in the same indoor environment as a person who has the disease but does not meet the definition of close contact. Healthcare providers who have been exposed to the virus are allowed to keep working but should monitor their temperature, wear a face mask, and watch out for symptoms. Metro Health says healthcare providers with prolonged exposure should self-quarantine for 2 weeks. And healthcare workers with any symptoms, regardless of whether exposure is known, they're being asked to stay home from work. The coronavirus pandemic has devastated several industries across the world and right here in San Antonio. One of the hardest hit locally is the city's travel and tourism industry. Tonight, we've learned that a historic hotel, the Crockett Hotel, is closing its doors indefinitely as a result. And it's not alone. From a nearly empty Riverwalk to empty hotel rooms and convention center, the city is expected to suffer millions in losses. RJ Marquez takes a look at the numbers.
The numbers are pretty staggering across the board when it comes to our travel and tourism industries. I spoke to Richard Oliver with Visit San Antonio, a public-private partnership that promotes tourism and conventions in the Alamo City. He broke down what some of the overall impact has been so far. Oliver said 16 citywide conferences had been canceled and 3 were postponed or rescheduled since the pandemic swept across the area. That's led to an overall estimated economic loss of $57 million through the 2020 fiscal year. Some of the key cancellations include the Craft Brewers Conference and Brew Expo America, which was projected to bring in $8.7 million. The UIL shutting down the Boys State Tournament in the Alamo Dome also affected the numbers. San Antonio hotels have felt the ripple effect. Oliver said Visit San Antonio estimates the hotel industry has lost 97,000 room stays and a projected 87,400 conference attendees. Deputy City Manager Maria Villagomez said Thursday during a council meeting that many hotels have closed amid reports of occupancy rates under 10%. The impact for the hotel occupancy tax is expected to be anywhere from $29 to $44 million. Keep in mind, these numbers do not take into account hotels and meetings not contracted with Visit San Antonio. Popular business and tourist destinations such as the JW Marriott, Westin, and Grand Hyatt have also been greatly impacted. Possible job losses have not been taken into account either. Our travel and tourism industry supports more than 140,000 jobs. The numbers are bleak, but Visit San Antonio says there is hope that by the summer the tourism industry will recover. The organization's president, Cassandra Mate, says there are some positive signs and the convention market has remained stable for the month of July so far. Mate is confident that San Antonio's hospitality and tourism industries will be major drivers when our economy begins to recover. For the 9, RJ Marcus.
And with decreases in airport traffic and hotel closures, it's no surprise that this situation is leading to rapidly climbing unemployment. During today's city council meeting, city staff revealed we could be facing the worst unemployment rate in years. The projected unemployment rate in San Antonio for March is 12 to 14%. To put that in perspective, at the peak of the Great Recession, San Antonio hit 10%. This news comes as council voted formally to extend the mayor's stay-home, work-safe order to April 9th.
That's why these issues are so difficult, and the decisions that we make are difficult and have tremendous weight behind them. We don't take them lightly. We are with you, and we are going to help you get back on your feet. But the most important thing we can do together right now is to make sure that we save each other's lives. That's why we're doing this.
City finances are expected to take a huge hit. Right now, the city says it's estimating a $110 to $158 million hole in this year's nearly $2 billion operating budget. Well, the coronavirus pandemic has brought so much anxiety and sadness to communities around the world, but some stories have reminded us of the good that still exists, including this one. A New Braunfels couple's wedding day was derailed by the outbreak, but with the flowers already on the way, they decided to bring joy to people they figured could use it.
We wanted to make people smile, and we wanted to bring joy in a time that is so dark and so full of fear and of the unknown.
Krista Goitia and Jason Oswald were set to get married in Spring Branch on March 21st, but the coronavirus pandemic forced them to change their plans.
We received phone calls from pretty prominent people in our lives saying that they weren't going to be able to travel for our wedding.
The New Braunfels couple made the decision to delay their big day, but their wedding flowers had already been shipped. The couple began to think of those who have been impacted the most during this time.
March 20th, the Friday that before we were supposed to get married, we had put together 100 bouquets of hydrangeas and roses and some greenery, and I went around and we distributed them to the nursing homes.
Crystal and Jason donated their flowers to 3 assisted living facilities and shirts.
The couple couldn't go inside the facilities to hand over the flowers themselves, but were surprised after Legacy at Forest Ridge and Shirts posted the pictures online.
It was an emotional turning point for us because it really put into perspective that these elderly, they're isolated, they're in their rooms not able to see their families, and they're not able to interact with each other.
The couple says this experience is one they will never forget.
See, the pictures really brought tears to our eyes, and we were both just overfilled with joy.
As of 11:59 last night, the city of New Braunfels is under a stay-home, work-safe order. Crystal says while this is a sad time, she hopes members of the community continue to support each other in any way they can. For the 9, Tiffany Huertas.
Love to see people turning negative into positive. For now, let's turn to tonight's 9 at 9. FBI agents say a man they shot and killed at a Missouri hospital was planning a domestic terror attack. A baby found alive in a plastic bag in the woods, and a roundup of how the pandemic is impacting communities across the globe.
Here's tonight's 9 at 9. FBI agents say a man they shot and killed at a hospital in Missouri this week was a potentially violent extremist. Agents say when they met Timothy Wilson on Tuesday, he thought they were there to pick up a car bomb, but agents were actually there to arrest him. Wilson and agents engaged in a shootout. At some point, he was injured and later died at the hospital. Federal authorities had their eyes on Wilson for months. They say he was motivated by racial, religious, and anti-government hate and was planning an act of domestic terrorism. As the coronavirus outbreak threatens the lives of essential workers around the world, French police are concerned about their ability to protect their health while enforcing isolation restrictions. 7 police unions issued a joint statement today with a solemn warning that if methods of protection fail to be provided, the police force will only carry out urgent missions and will no longer enforce the confinement measures. The unions say that the supply of all face masks previously designated for them have been reallocated to provide for healthcare workers. A big legal victory for a Native American tribe in its push to stop the controversial Dakota Access Pipeline. A federal judge is ordering the Army Corps of Engineers, which approved the pipeline permits, to conduct a sweeping new environmental review of the project. The pipeline has been carrying oil from North Dakota to Illinois for nearly 3 years. In Houston, a man attacked 2 99-cent store workers when they wouldn't let him inside. The store is limiting how many people can be in the store at once during the pandemic. But when Carlos Beal got to the front of the line, he didn't want to wait.
He kind of was trying to push through the front door, and we were trying to hold him back. He hit her in the head, he hit me in the head, and he pulled my hair.
He was arrested and charged with assault. Police in North Carolina are investigating after a newborn baby was found alive in a plastic bag. The baby was found in a wooded area yesterday, hidden under leaves next to a fence. Researchers say a giant glacier in East Antarctica is more vulnerable to climate change than previously thought. That's according to scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the University of California, Irvine. They found over the last 22 years, the 10-mile-wide glacier has retreated nearly 3 miles and lost about 268 billion tons of ice. If fully thawed, it would raise sea levels nearly 5 feet. Prisoners in 5 detention centers in Mexico City are making face masks to supply various government agencies. According to the Mexico City government, inmates enrolled in the sewing workshop started making these masks due to the coronavirus pandemic. The prisoners make a total of 2,000 pieces a day. Heroes on the front lines in the battle against coronavirus can get a free pair of shoes from Crocs. It's a new program called A Free Pair for Healthcare. Individual healthcare workers can go to crocs.com to place their free order of classic Crocs or Crocs at work. Shipping is free too. And a Montana reporter forced to bail out of his live shot due to some loose bison. He was at Yellowstone National Park when he says a herd of bison started getting too close. He quickly packed up and left.
Oh my God, I ain't messing with you.
To read more about these stories, just head to KSAT.com.
Good call, buddy. All right, we'll be back in 1 minute. Stay with us.
Separating the facts from the fiction surrounding this pandemic, we are continuing this new portion of the News at 9 where we bring viewer questions about COVID-19 to the experts. Tonight, we are once again speaking with Dr. Robert A. Frolickstein, an emergency room doctor working right here in San Antonio. Doctor, first of all, thank you for joining us tonight. Have you noticed any difference in the volume of calls, first of all, that you're taking when you're in the emergency room?
Certainly the volume of patients we're seeing is down compared to usual this time of year. So I take that as a sign that the people are taking the social distancing seriously and staying home.
Is that your best advice for people? Don't come to the emergency room unless you need
so
to.
Important. It is probably the most important thing that we can do to battle this virus is stay at home and do the social distancing thing.
Let's get to our first viewer question tonight. What plan should you have in place if someone in your household tests positive?
First of all, understand that the majority of cases, this is a mild to moderate flu-like illness, and they will feel terrible, but most people will do fine. Now, having said that, it's very important to monitor how people are breathing, if they're able to walk around and take nourishment. If those things start to falter, that's when it's very important to seek help.
Next question. Have we learned anything since the last pandemic, the H1N1 in 2009? What changes have been put in place since then?
I don't know that we, unfortunately, have learned a whole lot. It appears we kind of got caught off guard with this. We had some time to prepare, and I don't think we've done everything we can. However, having said that, just recently in the last 3 weeks, the amount of preparations and planning that has been done is incredible, and we are as prepared as we can be given the resources we have.
Our next question for Dr. Frolickstein. Is it true that COVID-19 is able to survive on the sole of shoes for a couple of hours? And is it recommended not to bring shoes inside the house?
So, yes, the virus that causes COVID-19 certainly can survive on rubber, plastics. There's been lots of studies. That's true of almost any virus. Really, the question is, does it survive long enough and in enough quantity? Are there enough viral particles that survived that then can be transmitted via touch to someone else and cause infection? Those are very difficult questions, very difficult studies. We don't know the answers truly. So the prudent thing to do is take your shoes off outside if you're in a setting where you're very likely to have been exposed to the virus that causes COVID-19.
Do you take your shoes off when you get back from a night in the ER?
I do indeed. I have a whole routine. Totally, yes. Disrobe in the garage, come in, take a shower before I say hi to anybody.
All right. How deadly is COVID-19 compared to the seasonal flu that we see?
It looks like what we're seeing right now, and it's a little hard to know because the testing has not been as widespread as we like, and so we don't know. There probably are a lot of patients out there that have had COVID-19 and did fine, and we never knew about it, right? But right now the numbers look like it's about 10 times, the mortality rate is about 10 times that of seasonal influenza. Now, but it's still pretty low percentages, right?
Right, for it to be fatal, yeah. How concerned are you personally how concerned, let's get to this question first, sorry, I skipped ahead. How concerned are you personally for your own safety?
Well, I definitely am concerned, but I also know what to do to take precautions. We have equipment, we have supplies, and I'm being very careful at work like all my colleagues are doing.
But that's the worst case scenario, isn't it really, that if healthcare workers come down with COVID-19, that's going to cripple a stretched healthcare system even more. Is that correct?
That is definitely correct, and we see that happening. Although it's two things, right? We need equipment and beds, but we also need people to take care of that equipment, those beds, and the patients that are in those beds. And if either side of those supply things go down, it's a bad deal.
When will we? Next question is, when will we know if social distancing is actually working?
It's a great question. I guess we'll see it when we start. We'll know where the peak is, when we've reached the peak of cases reported, right? And so if that peak is lower than predicted and anticipated, then social distancing will have had an effect. The hope is that that peak is so low that we didn't even kind of know that it happened here in San Antonio.
All right, I want to leave you with the closing thought here. What's one thing that you want to get across tonight to the people of San Antonio and South Texas?
And it's still the social distancing thing. We haven't had a dramatic rise in cases here in Bexar County and in San Antonio, although they are definitely increasing since the last time we spoke. But don't let that lull people into a sense of complacency. This can spiral out of control quickly, and the way to help that not happen is to stay at home. Don't go out unless it's essential travel, and take good precautions, good hand hygiene, all the things that we've all been told over and over again for the last several weeks.
All right, I told a fib. I have one more question for you. One more thing I wanted to touch on, because you touched on it at 6 o'clock. I want to make sure we get to it. Just that you in the healthcare community are feeling the love, for lack of a better word, of a community that's trying to rally around you guys right now. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I mean, we see it every day. Just a little bit ago, I arranged to have some food delivered to one of the hospitals with somebody that just reached out. It's just so encouraging to see people looking out for the healthcare community, making masks, food, all the things you've seen. It's heartwarming.
Let's leave on that thought. Dr. Robert Frolickstein, thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you again next Thursday.
Okay, thank you.
Take care, Doctor. All right, Katie Blake has the latest on our weather situation.
Hi there, good evening. I'm meteorologist Katie Blake. So our biggest issue weather-wise today, not the bright sunshine, but what was in the pollen count. Did you catch this morning? Oak was over 24,000. Obviously, that's like maxing out how we measure pollen, very high. And our source told us this was the highest oak count we've had in several years. So oak not doing us any favors in the midst of everything else that's going on. And while it's probably not much consolation, not a huge surprise that oak is so high, especially this time of year, because we are smack dab in the middle of oak season. It peaks late March and early April, so we're in the thick of it, and here's hoping we can get that oak count to fall a bit as we head into Friday. So after some bright sunshine Thursday afternoon, the low clouds and patchy fog will be back to start the day on Friday, and we'll stay mostly cloudy through midday with some clearing in the afternoon, but we'll hold on to more clouds tomorrow than we did today. High temperatures will still be on the warm side in the mid to upper 80s, and it will be muggy once again tomorrow as well, with dew points staying high in the 60s and 70s. Humidity will take a nice tumble though for the weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday will have some drier air in place behind a Pacific cool front. It'll be short-lived though. Humidity will make a quick rebound early next week, but that's also when we'll see our next chance at some showers. So here's our planning forecast. Another warm, muggy day tomorrow. That front gets here Saturday morning with a 20% chance of a passing morning shower, and then we just get to enjoy very comfortable conditions Saturday afternoon and all day on Sunday. As we get into Monday, there's more cloud cover and a 30% chance of some isolated shower activity. And next week overall looks pretty comfortable, with high temperatures staying in the low 80s and mid to upper 70s.
The House is soon expected to pass a record-breaking $2.2 trillion stimulus bill. The package includes direct payments to individuals and families up to $2,400. Student loan payments would be suspended until September. It also significantly boosts unemployment insurance benefits and provides billions of dollars worth of loans for distressed companies and small businesses. Yesterday, it passed the Senate, and President Donald Trump is prepared and expected to sign it once it gets to his desk. Here are today's top stories. The Bexar County Courthouse is closed due to the pandemic, but a limited number of court cases are proceeding. Under this system, there's only one presiding judge and an alternate judge on duty. The judge is only conducting hearings in so-called essential cases, or cases in which the defendant is in jail. Misdemeanor cases are allowed to be conducted remotely. Toyota is extending its suspension of all production at all plants. This includes the one right here in San Antonio. Manufacturing facilities will be closed through April 17th, with production resuming on April 20th. Toyota officials say they'll pay employees for 3 weeks, but are asking workers to take 1 week of personal time during the shutdown. If you need a break from staying at home and you want to take a walk and get some fresh air, a city park is a good place to social distance outdoors. Tom Slick Park on San Antonio's west side is a great one. But do you know the story behind the park? RJ Marquez explains the park is named after the man behind a major research institute. It's tonight's Throwback Thursday.
Tom Slick Jr. founded Southwest Research Institute 72 years ago.
The amazing things that they do is just incredible, and how much they've grown over the last 20, 30 years.
Southwest Research Institute provides innovative science, tech, and engineering services to clients around the world. The nonprofit now employs 2,600 people. Slick's spirit lives on in the institute he founded, but it also lives on here at Tom Slick Park off of Highway 151.
Great location, great dog park, playgrounds, just tons of things for people to do.
Southwest Research donated the land for the park to the city. San Antonio's Parks and Rec Department has made sure to incorporate Slick's sense of adventure.
Tom Slick himself was just a different kind of guy. He just felt very strongly that there was other things out there. I think he believed in aliens.
If you've ever been to the park, maybe you've seen this. It's the Loch Ness Monster peeking out of the pond. There's a reason the city placed the mythical creature right here.
I know he believed in the Loch Ness Monster.
Another feature you may have noticed on the playground, these giant prints, supposedly left behind by the abominable snowman.
He also thought of the abominable snowman, Yeti, those kind of things, and he would actually go, and he had the means to be able to go and look for them. So he would go to the Himalayas, he would go to Scotland and go to the lochs, and he would look for these things.
More tributes to Slick's fascination with the unexplainable will be added to the park in the future. In the meantime, the city says the park is just a great place to enjoy the outdoors.
Open spaces are incredibly valuable, and it makes the quality of life better. You can have a picnic, you can play ball, you can do so much for free at no cost. And a lot of times people just want to go and explore. Who knows what else is out there.
For the 9, RJ Marquez.
Welcome back to another segment of Trending right here in my very own apartment. Thank you guys all for coming in uninvited, but it's all good. Excited to show you some things that we've been writing about on KSAT.com. Now, as you know, this pandemic might have you inside and you might be looking for some things to do. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple of activities you can do while you're at home and maybe help you deal with the pandemic a little bit better. The first one is Black Swan Yoga Studio right here in San Antonio is actually providing free yoga classes that stream on Instagram Live. You can do these yoga sessions at your home. All you have to do is search for Black Swan Yoga Studio San Antonio on Instagram. These classes are an Instagram Live. They range from beginner to expert depending on your skill level. And the best part is these are free, just a good way to stay active right now when maybe you're cooped up or a little bit inside if the weather is not good outside. This is a really good option. It's donation based, totally free for you to take advantage of, and really a good way to stay active during this time. Our second story of the day, one other thing you can do, UT Austin students actually launched a website to help you search for what's in stock at grocery stores before you make it out there. The website is called instock.org without a C. And what you do is you can log on, you put in your zip code information, and they'll tell you based on that what's in stock and what's not in stock. Now they search from a ton of stores, including CVS, Walgreens, Sam's Club, Walmart, and a couple other stores like that. Now the people behind it said it may not be 100% accurate. They are scraping information from those websites. The best idea is still to call a representative, but it gives you a little bit of a better idea of what to expect and maybe what shops to target first. Our last story of the day comes, it's maybe the most boring activity on this list, but it's still the most important. We're talking about filling out your 2020 census. By now, you must have seen it in the mail, an envelope telling you to fill out this 2020 census. It's really easy. You could fill it out online. I did it. It took less than 5 minutes. And right now, less than 20% of Bexar County has responded to this survey yet. This is really important. It helps determine where tax dollars go. It helps determine how much representation we get in Congress. So while I know it's not, the sexiest activity out there, I gotta say it's one of the most important. And if you're at home anyways, why not? You guys take care of each other out there.
Thank you so much for watching the news at 9. Take care of yourself. Hope you're doing well. Take care of your neighbors and your family, and join us for the night beat at 10.